Welcome, beloved. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are at season 2, episode 3. Can you believe that? Season 2, episode 3. But before we get into this episode, I want to make sort of an announcement, church announcements, right? And speaking of church, for those that don't know, this podcast, along with the subsequent blog, connecting the source, is a part of Eden Life Ministries. Okay, Eden Life Ministries. And so, what I want to make an announcement is that Eden Life has partnered with Nove. And if you don't know about Nove, Nove is the number one fintech company in America. What does that mean? They provide, right? They provide access to financial products. Okay. Through what? Through technology, right? Fintech. So we've done that because one of the things that we believe, as a part of our mission here at Eden Life, is that, God, the creator source, has provided for us so that we could live like in Eden. We can have access to our Eden life. Okay. And through that, that means that you have access to prosperity, not just mental, physical, but financial prosperity as well. And so through that, one of the things that we wanted to do is be able to provide financial resources, provide financial literacy. Okay, because there are a lot of communities that didn't have access to that, didn't have those types of conversations. And so that's why there is such a disparity in the wealth gap in between, different sections or different aspects of this country. Okay. So in doing that, we're providing access for individuals to be able to improve their credit, to be able to start their business, not only start their business, but also have access to funding, insurance, uh, also be able to do your will and trust, have access to high yield savings accounts. So just like all the other things that we want to add to the ministry, including metaphysical Bible study, retreats, and different other resources, classes, and courses. We want to also provide this platform where people can become financially literate and sound. So if you want any more information, you can email me at revstephon@gmail.com. That's Rev, R-E-V, Stephon, revstephon@gmail.com. Okay. All right. So now back to our regular programming. So this is episode 3 of season 2. And as you know, that this is our journey through Exodus. This is our journey through Exodus. All the symbolism, all of the code, all of the spiritual all the spiritual components, right? That's in the word, in the Bible, in the biblical text. And so we are in Exodus. We've touched on that Egypt mindset and how limiting that is, how it keeps you in, spiritual and mental and emotional bondage. We've talked about the great liberator, and then, what it means to, how something that causes you a moment to cause you to turn back and notice the calling of source, calling of God. And so this episode 3, we're going to talk about the divine name, that I am consciousness and sacred identity. All right. That I am consciousness and sacred identity. And for those that don't know, we were given that I am consciousness at the beginning. We were given that I am consciousness, and when we were formed in the image of source, we were given that I am consciousness. So we know that the name, which is the unspoken name, the tetragrammaton, means the great I am. And so because this is a dualistic existence, there's ups and downs, ins and outs. If there is a greater, then there's a lesser. And so that lesser, not meaning, that you, as I am, you have certain attributes that you have inherited from this creative force, this creative energy. And so therefore we have creative energy and we join in the creative process as I am. Not the great I am, but also I am. And we must have and understand that consciousness and that sacred. Okay. So as always, we want to begin to develop sacred space, develop that safe container. Okay. And so I want you to relax, relax as much as possible as wherever you are listening to this podcast. I want you to relax, and I want you to concentrate on your breathing, deep breathing. Right, what I call baby breathing, because if you watch a baby, they actually breathe, deeper, right? And they oxygenate their system better than most adults. And so, I want you to deep breath, diaphragm, feel your diaphragm, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Remember, you're breathing in goodness. You're breathing in the divine. You're breathing in those things that are creative and constructive. You're breathing in that stuff that is good, and you're breathing out those things that are bad. That stinking thinking, that bondage, the unforgiveness. You're breathing that out. Okay, so once again, I want you to breathe in, and as you're breathing in, as you're regulating your breathing, I want you to concentrate at the middle of your forehead, which is where the pineal gland, okay? This is where your creative force is. And I want you to visualize, that gland glowing, okay? Glowing. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, right? That goodness. Breathe it in, hold it. Breathe out slowly. One more deep breath, hold it, and breathe out. Okay. So this is, of course, connecting the source with Rev Stephon, and I am your host, Rev Stephon. And today we explore the profound revelation of the divine name, I am that I am. Okay, that divine name, I am that I am. It is, the Tetragrammaton. If you've ever seen it written in Hebrew, right? You know that there are certain things missing, and we're going to have some coursework, some classes, some other in-depth study of Hebrew, especially as it comes from the Kabbalah, coded language, coded philosophy. Okay, so that divine name, I am that I am, and how it reveals our true spiritual identity. Our true spiritual identity. Remember, we are I am. Okay, so and to provide a little context, in Exodus 3, 13 through 14, Moses asked for God's name. Okay, he asked for God's name. And as some cultural context, he wants to know that because if he's going to be a spokesman, right, a spokesman for God, a spokesman for Yahweh, right, a spokesman for the source, he needs to know the name, right, who he's speaking in behalf of. That it comes from his time and understanding of living in the house of Pharaoh. And in Egypt, Pharaoh is what? Considered divine. Okay. So he asked that name, and God said unto Moses, I am that I am. I am that I am. And he said, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, I am hath sent me unto you. Okay. I am hath sent me to you. So this name reveals the very nature of divine consciousness and our own spiritual essence. Okay. It reveals not just the name of God, not just the name of a higher consciousness, right? But also it reveals our very nature, reveals the very nature of divine consciousness and our own spiritual essence. Okay. So, understanding this divine name, I am that I am, which is the self-existent, eternal nature of divine consciousness that depends on nothing outside of itself for being. right? It's self-existence. It is, the non-created creator, the self-existent one. That there was it is responsible only to itself. Okay, so this is what I am that I am, the self-existent eternal nature of divine consciousness. And so, as a part of historical context, the revelation is in ancient cultures as sacred power and the unique significance of a self-referential divine name. Again, remember, understanding the name of the divine, right? You understand the nature of the divine. You understand the attributes of the divine. You understand, and what the divine is in control of, and so therefore you know how to pray, what to pray for. You understand, right, your relationship with the divine. Okay, so name revelation in ancient cultures as sacred power. Understand the revelation of the name as sacred power and the unique significance of a self-referential divine name. Okay, so the Hebrew meaning, right? The Hebrew meaning, which Yahweh, which is YHWH, right? YHWH. So what? Without vowels, right? Without vowels. It's Aye, Esher, Aye. Aye, Esher, Aye. And so the linguistic connections to being, becoming, and eternal presence. Okay? Aye, Esher, Aye, Yahweh, right, is the linguistic connections to being, becoming, and eternal presence. So we were created what? Human beings. Okay? So pure being as the foundation of all existence. So this name is the pure being as the foundation of all existence. Again, we are human beings, and how consciousness itself precedes and gives rise to all manifestation. Okay, repeat that again. So this name revelation of the name, or this name Yahweh, SJ, right? Pure being as the foundation of all existence, how consciousness itself precedes and gives rise to all manifestation. So it is the ultimate creative force. Nothing manifests, right, without this consciousness. Right? It precedes, it must go forward. So you must have a what? You in your consciousness, you must have, before anything manifests, you must have a concept. And that's how everything is. Anything that you know, anything that you can touch, anything, even this microphone, whatever you're listening to this podcast on, whatever you're sitting on, lying on, driving in, whatever, all started and began, it was preceded by concept. Okay, got it. So what is this I am consciousness? What is this I am consciousness? This I am consciousness is being preceding doing. A lot of us get caught up in doing. We know, we get it. So there's three things there: is being, doing, and having. Being, doing, and having. And a lot of time we get those things mixed up. We get them out of sequence. A lot of us think that we have to do. We have to be doing so we can have. So we're concentrating more on the doing than we are the being. Okay? So the being precedes the doing. This is I am consciousness. It is understanding the identity as primary to action and accomplishments. So the accomplishment is the having, right? The action is the doing, but the identity is the being. I'll repeat that, right? It is being preceding doing. It is the understanding that identity, being, as primary action, doing, and accomplishment, having. It precedes all of that. So we must concentrate on who we are, concentrate on our consciousness as being. So it's also present moment awareness, present moment awareness. It is being in tune with the present. It is really mindfulness. So as a part of it, the ministry, as a part of getting, centered and creating sacred space at the beginning of each broadcast, it is about mindfulness. It is about present moment awareness, how the divine name anchors consciousness in the eternal now, right? This great being, that I am that I am. This divine name anchors consciousness in the eternal now. So eternal now. Let's touch on that quickly, right? And touch on it quickly. We know that in our consciousness thinking day to day, there is a yesterday, a today, and then a tomorrow. A yesterday, a today, and tomorrow. But you can only experience one. You can only experience the eternal now, the today. It makes sense? Okay. So also, this I am consciousness is an unchanging essence within change, right? The unchanging essence within change. So things change, we experience change, right? However, this divine consciousness is never changes, right? It never changes. It is in its self-existence, and it coexists within itself within the same moment, throughout eternity. Okay. It never changes. However, there is change going on. So this is the unchanging essence within change. It's recognizing the constant within all transformation. So this is the constant within all transformation, that the divine essence of being, right, that precedes all doing, that precedes all having, precedes manifestation. It precedes manifestation. It never changes. That creative force never changes. Okay. Like energy. Energy doesn't change. Energy doesn't dissipate. It doesn't leave, right? It's the same energy. It changes form, right? From conscious energy to manifested physical energy. Right? Does it make sense? But it is still, right, divine consciousness. It is still divine consciousness that causes the energy to move from one form to another. Okay. So there's also the recognition, right? This I am consciousness is the recognition of the divine within. This is the recognition of the divine within. And I know that, some of you have been under teaching, or you've been in family, you've been wherever, where, if someone says that it says, hey, what's up, God? What's up, God? Is what's up, God? We know God, being neither male or female, so you can, rightly apply it to women. Okay. That, people get offended. If we say that you are divine, people are taken aback because of what? Of wrong teaching. Wrong teaching. I stand firmly on that as being wrong teaching. We are divine, and we have to recognize the divine from within. How are you taught? Right? How can someone teach that, God placed his ruach, which is spirit and breath, which means also wind, placed it within us, and then we became living beings. Okay. Right. And so if we carry the divine in us, you teach that, then how come someone can teach you also that you are so wretched, right? That you are so wretched that you have to be constantly in this state of wretchedness. And so only through divine forgiveness can you, even, ascertain or have access to heavenly living. That doesn't make sense. You cannot be both God and also such a wretch. Okay. Do we make mistakes because of our humanity? Yes, we do. Okay. So you have to recognize the divine within, experiencing the same I am presence as your core identity. Your core identity is not sin. Your core identity is not wretchedness, wretchedness, right? Your core, your core identity is the I am presence. Your core identity is the I am consciousness. Okay. That's your core identity. That's your sacred identity. Let that sink in. That's your sacred identity. Okay. Your I am nature, claiming divine essence as your true identity beyond your personality. It's beyond personality. Personality is influenced by your culture, by your family, by it fluctuates because of different types of stimuli. It fluctuates by emotion. It fluctuates. Okay, but you have to claim the divine essence, the goodness in you. Okay, the goodness, the core of you is connected to source, the same source in its divine nature that has provided for you and continue to provide for you, and also has abundance. If anything, and that if you're taught that you have to, work so hard, and the hardest workers are the ones who have the least access to abundance. Well, I won't say access because we all have equal access, but the awareness. And those that work the hardest are the ones who live in poverty, right? But when you recognize and truly connect to who you are and claim your divine essence, then you can be able to live what I call Eden life. Okay. But we first have to get rid of all the things that have influenced us, all the lies that we've lived, all these things that people have told us, institutions, including the church, that you are divine, that you're not divine, that you are a wretch undone, in order to be able to live beyond your personality, live and connect to this consciousness that will then bring you back to Eden. Right. So this sacred identity is beyond roles and identities. It's beyond our human identities. It's beyond our roles, right, as man, or as roles in family, roles in jobs, roles in society. It is beyond those roles and identities, how people see you. Right. It goes beyond that. It is the distinguishing between temporal aspects and eternal essence. Temporal aspects, these things that will pass away, right? This flesh, this blood, these things, these experience, all these things will pass away. Okay, these are temporal aspects to this living, temporal aspects to this life, right? So we have to distinguish between the temporal aspects and our eternal essence. Okay, so also in recognizing this sacred identity, right? It is expressing is how to express, or the expressing of divine essence. Again, you can't express the divine essence if you've been taught and you believe that you're not divine, that you don't house this I am, that you don't that I am did not place its spirit inside of you, its spirit, its essence inside of you, and you became a living being, and living translates into God life. Okay, God like living. Okay, living. The living in that scripture equates to God life. Okay, so expressing this divine essence, how to manifest, right? How to manifest from I am consciousness into your daily situations, and you do it anyway. If you wake up and you say I am sick, then normally by the end of the day you're sick. So affirmations and affirming your divineness, affirming that I am in you, and using see, people have been taught that if you say God this, God does whatever, or using God's name in vain, all right, and so that it's sinful. It's sinful, meaning that you miss the mark, because you will. But we use that name in vain all the time, right? By what? Not recognizing the power, not recognizing our divine essence, and expressing it the wrong way. So you have to understand and begin to know how to manifest. You manifest from I am consciousness, right, in your daily situation. So what you speak to, right? Speak the I am, and then what the universe does, the universe, listens to that voice, listens to I am, and then what it does, it in turn, it manifests. It brings it from the eternity. It brings it from uh, the metaphysical realm to the physical. Okay, but it is through your recognition or your expressing this divine essence. So it doesn't. The universe doesn't judge. It understands who you are. The universe understands who you are. It does. It understands who you are, and so anything you express through your consciousness, right? Any concept, any word that is spoken by I am is going to manifest in something. So you have to know and recognize your divine essence and how to express that. How you to manifest from your consciousness, your I am consciousness in your daily situation, so you can improve your daily situation. We are the only creatures that were created, right, to be co-creators that can also change our daily situation just by, okay? So also, as we're on this sacred identity and recognizing it is living from your true self, not living from the lies. We're inundated by lies, and those lies have been perpetrated by those, right, who cease, those who, their whole purpose, right, for them is to acquire, right, to acquire material wealth, right, to acquire power, okay, to take that power from, the rest of us, right, to take power from them, to have them convinced that they are powerless, have them convinced that, it is somebody else's fault that you are not living Eden life. And so if they keep that fighting, down at certain levels, then they can always make sure that they are among the haves, and then everybody else is among the have-nots. That is not your true self. Those are lies. That is not your true self. You have the power. You have the essence. You have the means, all right, to live Eden life. You have the means to live in prosperity. You have the means. And I know some, misinformed preacher who's used as a pawn by the establishment to keep the congregation, to keep the sheeple, right, from truly living like Psalms 23. The sheep wanted for nothing. Okay. So there are practical ways to center in being while engaged in doing. There are practical ways to center in your being while you're engaged in your doing, while you're engaged in your day-to-day, right? You must center into who you are. You must center in that divine essence while engaging. So you are centered in being. You are a human being. You're centered in it being. The being, at the center of or the essence of the being is your divine nature. Okay. And if you center there, then your doing will always lead to having, right? Having prosperity, having peace, having, all the things that, we are entitled to, right? Because of the essence that you hear all that. But no, you're entitled to it because of the essence, right? The divine essence that you carry. Okay. All right. So, in closing, we want to close in with meditation, a brief meditation. We want to close. Okay, so again, center yourself, relax. I want you to focus again on the middle of your forehead, in between your eyebrows. Focus there, which is the pineal gland. It is the thing that connects you with the divine, connects you with that essence. Okay, but a lot of our pineal glands have calcified, so we must work, right, to get it to where it is now not as hard. It is palatable. It is powerful. So close your eyes, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, deep breath, breathe in, breathe out, center into pure being, breathe out, feel the I am presence, breathe in. Beyond all labels and roles, breathe out, rest in divine identity. Breathe in, hold it, breathe out, Understand that you are I am, that you carry divine essence. One more deep breath. Hold it and breathe out. Remember, notice your I am statements. Be conscious of the things when you use I am, your I am statements. Become aware of how you define yourself verbally. A lot of times we are our biggest enemies and critics. Practice present awareness, mindfulness. Experience the fullness of being in each moment. Distinguish being from doing. Notice when you confuse activity with identity. Express from your divine essence. Let your actions flow from I am consciousness. All right, beloveds. This has been episode 3 of season 2. Peace, love,